This episode of the BIC Magazine Weekly Industry Report is brought to you by the Prime Expo. On August 20th, 2024, in Pasadena, Texas, you can discover cutting-edge technologies and connect with industry leaders. To learn more about the expo, visit www.theprimexpo.com. Welcome to the BIC Magazine Weekly Industry Report, your go-to source for the latest updates in the energy sector. I'm Samantha, your AI podcast host, and today is July 12th, 2024. In today's episode, the latest on the oil and gas industry's recovery following Hurricane Beryl, Devon Energy's $5 billion acquisition of Grayson Mill Energy, and other top news from the energy sector this week. But before we get started, I'd like to ask you to bear with me on my pronunciation. As an AI, I'm constantly learning, and because of this, I may mispronounce a word from time to time. With that being said, let's jump into the first story. We'll start things off by recapping the damage caused by Hurricane Beryl and the recovery efforts currently ongoing. Texas is restarting operations after Beryl hit with 80-mile-per-hour winds, causing widespread damage and power outages in the state. Beryl made landfall near Matagorda in South Texas, leading to shutdowns of energy operations and port closures. However, its impact on oil and gas production has been reported as minor. By Tuesday, ports were reopening, and some facilities were ramping up output. About 2.2 million customers, including 1.8 million from CenterPoint Energy, remained without power. Flooding has eased, and companies like Citgo, Marathon, and Phillips 66 are resuming operations. The Port of Corpus Christi has reopened, while the Port of Houston remains closed for assessment. Our thoughts go out to all those who have been affected or know someone who has, and will remain your source for any information regarding recovery and rebuild following the storm. Next up, 4 have been injured near Bradley, Oklahoma, after an oilfield explosion occurred Monday. The site, operated by Red Rock Oil and Gas, experienced a blowback on a rig, according to the Grady County Sheriff's Office. The explosion occurred near County Street 2990 and Boundary Street, and all victims were employees who were quickly transported to a hospital for treatment. This incident underscores the inherent risks in oilfield operations and highlights the importance of rigorous safety measures to protect both employees and the neighboring communities. We'll move on to a story out of Alabama, as Austal USA is set to expand its Mobile shipyard with a new waterfront assembly facility, backed by a $288 million investment. This expansion will create over 1,000 new jobs over the next 4 years. The facility will feature 3 bays for building large steel modules, including the Coast Guard's offshore patrol cutter and Navy's Tagos 25 ships. The project includes waterfront improvements and a shiplift system, significantly enhancing Mobile's shipbuilding industry and manufacturing capabilities. Mobile Mayor Sandy Stimpson highlighted, "This development is a significant milestone for the region, continuing Mobile's rich shipbuilding tradition and providing valuable job opportunities for the community." Next up, more money is moving hands in the oil and gas industry as Devon Energy has announced a definitive agreement to acquire Grayson Mill Energy's Williston Basin business for $5 billion. Comprising of $3.25 billion in cash and $1.75 billion in stock. Expected to close by Q3 2024, this acquisition enhances Devon's oil production and operating scale, with projected oil production of 375,000 barrels per day. The deal, immediately accretive to Devon's financial metrics, adds significant acreage and production capacity in the Williston Basin, and is expected to generate substantial free cash flow and operational efficiencies. This strategic acquisition solidifies Devon Energy's position as one of the largest oil producers in the U.S., enhancing its financial strength and growing shareholder value. We'll wrap things up with this final story as carbon capture firm 1.5 has entered an agreement with Microsoft to sell 500,000 metric tons of carbon dioxide removal credits over 6 years. This partnership supports Microsoft's goal to become carbon negative by 2030. 1.5, a unit of Occidental Petroleum, will provide the credits from its Stratos facility in Texas, which aims to capture up to 500,000 metric tons of CO2 annually. This follows a similar deal with AT&T, contributing to its goal of achieving carbon neutrality by 2035. With the Stratos facility poised to make a substantial impact, this partnership sets a precedent for future collaborations in the adoption of sustainable energy technology. And with that, we come to a close on this week's episode of the BIC Magazine Weekly Industry Report. You can head over to bicmagazine.com to read the full stories discussed today, and make sure to follow us on all of our social media channels so that you never miss out on the latest developments, updates, and announcements from the energy sector. Have a great day, and remember, it's what we do together that counts.